Hey guys, it's Tricky Nick here. The Super Mario Bros. Series, one of Nintendo's greatest achievements. Ever since Super Mario Bros. Released in 1983, Nintendo has put Mario at the center of attention on every one of their consoles. So of course when Nintendo released their first ever handheld console, the Game Boy, you already know what it launched with. Super Mario Land. Nintendo thought they were so clever with this name, but it applies to literally any game in the 2D platforming genre. Yeah, slap the word land on any of these and you got yourself a pretty accurate name. Despite the fact that the Super Mario series was already pretty well established when Super Mario Land released, I rarely see the game talked about. Not even Nintendo mentions this game anymore, despite it selling 18 million copies. That's more than Super Mario Odyssey. This evidence has led me to believe that Nintendo is effectively trying to wipe this game from the memory of fans. In order to stop them from doing this, Tricky Nick, am going to go against Nintendo and talk about this game on the internet. Yeah, we're talking about Super Mario Land today. The biggest challenge when creating a handheld Super Mario game was trying to put this into this without losing any key elements of gameplay. This entailed doing things like making the 1-up a heart shape to give it distinction from the Super Mushroom due to the lack of color on the Game Boy. Looking at the game, yep, this is Mario alright. Overall, the game looks about as good as you would expect from an original Game Boy game. The lack of color doesn't really affect the aesthetic of the game too much, so kudos to Nintendo for successfully bringing Mario to handhelds without sacrificing too much graphically. But what about the game itself? Super Mario Land was the first game in the series not developed by Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo's EAD division, but instead by Nintendo R&D1 with Gunpei Yokoi as guiding producer. This led to the game containing a plethora of new ideas and concepts seen exclusively in this game. The biggest and most obvious new part of the game was the environment Mario is traversing. Instead of being in the typical environments we've come to know and love in Mario games, Super Mario Land brought us to Wario Land, a large country ruled by Princess Daisy. Oh yeah, that's right, Princess Daisy debuted here, and she's here alright. The story of this game kicks off when an evil alien named Tatanga captures Princess Matt and takes over Wario Land. For a Mario game, this is about the most original story you're gonna see. It is essentially just a carbon copy of the original story with different characters in different places, but I still really like it. This game immediately starts off by making a statement with its visuals. This ain't your typical 2D Mario game. Once you get comfortable with the Goombas and you think it's business as usual, BAM! There's a brand new enemy. This really set the tone for what's to come in the rest of the game. I went to jump on a Koopa and it blew me up. What? There's also a new power-up in the form of the Super Ball flower. This power-up is very similar to a fire flower, but the projectiles it fires can ricochet off surfaces. There are also special levels where Mario is piloting a plane or submarine, which is just so cool. These new ideas make every level a brand new experience to be had. The levels are fun yet challenging, with every minute detail having a purpose. World 1 takes us on a journey through the Birabuto Kingdom. This world has an ancient Egypt theme, featuring pyramids, tombs, and a sphinx at the boss of the world. Once we take back Birabuto, we arrive at the Muda Kingdom. This is probably my least favorite, but it's still really cool. The boss of this realm is a seahorse, and I don't really like this one too much. Then we head over to the Eastern Kingdom, based on Easter Island. This one is really cool. We fight a variety of different Easter Island heads. Finally, we reach the Chai Kingdom. This world is based on ancient Chinese culture, and we encounter loads of cool enemies that are connected with ancient Chinese folklore. I love that the developers of this game based every world on a real-life location. This makes me feel more connected to the game on a deeper level, like with Super Mario Odyssey. I overall really love these new ideas and features throughout Super Mario Land, so when I realized this game was only 12 levels, I was pissed. Yeah, it's time to rant. What gives? I can count to 12 on 2 hands. That's nowhere near the 72 levels seen in Super Mario World, which was released just a year after this game. I know that this is likely due to the developers not being used to the new console. I know that the Game Boy limits the possibilities because it's a handheld, but 12 levels? It's not like I'm mad because they're bad levels. I'm mad because it's the opposite. Right up to the final fight with Tatanga, this game was gripping, and it left me wanting so much more. All the incredibly unique ideas seen in the game were tossed aside one by one after every level and never seen again, which is so upsetting to me. To this day, Super Mario Land has remained one of the most innovative and elusive Mario games, and I kind of understand why now. While the game was fun, it was extremely short, so many people probably just forgot about it once they beat it. Combined with the fact that this game was competing against home console Mario games, and you have a recipe for irrelevancy. Either that, or my conspiracy theory is right, and Nintendo is secretly trying to wipe the memory of any and all people who experience this game. There's only one way to know for sure. I have to sneak into the Nintendo HQ and raid the place. Nintendo really did have a mind eraser, and they were using it to wipe Super Mario Land from the memory of fans. Now that I've stopped them, I wonder what I should do with this. Jeez.